Oh, we are live. Are we live?
Oh, I guess we are. Everyone, welcome to another month of full moon meditation. Um, where it's my name's Ron again, and this is Amy. We're always
Hello.
for every month, so hopefully we'll continue that way. And hopefully, we're just starting out soon, and we'll see some, hope new faces. Did everyone bring any like family or friends to like join, the new month to see? But yeah, other than that, we always just like to like pretty much see just new faces and just see just new kind of people, but also like returning people also, and just like consistency. So yeah, I guess. Oh, let's see who's here.
Everyone just came in all at once. It's like the shopping mall opened the doors and everyone just rushed in.
like during Black Friday.
Yeah, like Black Friday. Okay. So like Ron said, welcome to another month of virtual full moon event held by the Peace Point Meditation team. We are broadcasting live from the Dhammakai International Meditation Center in Azusa, California, here on Zoom. For those of you who registered via the Peace Point Meditation website, you were sent an email with the link to join us on Zoom as well as with a password. So, it's always great to see you on Zoom so we know who is who is with us. For example, today we have Adrian, Brandon, and Fernando so far. So I hope that more people will be joining in on our Zoom. But of course, we are live streaming this on YouTube and Facebook as well via our Peace Point Meditation page. So if you're more comfortable watching the live stream on YouTube or Facebook, that's totally fine too. Just, maybe just give a little bit us or wait,
Shout out.
just give us yeah, like just give us a hello or let us know that you're watching wherever you're watching from, whether here in Southern California like us or somewhere else in the United States of America or even overseas. So
Well, and everywhere we'd like to know. So yeah, and they said again, like the purpose of all this is, as we say every single month, that you know once we meditate on a full moon, there's a special energy that we all get, and to all be at one point in our minds, or one point of meditating and putting our mind to the center of our body, is really powerful, and it creates an even more special energy when we spread that positive peace around and create a much more like positive environment. And I feel like these days we do need more like positivity, that being surrounded so much by negativity. So it takes us to our theme for today, which is, as you saw, cultivating empathy, a foundation for a peaceful society. And that, I don't know, what do you think of that thing, Amy?
I think it's going to be very interesting, especially with so much going on. How do we live in a peaceful society? Of course, we always think, okay, if something in the society happens, we think it's someone else's fault or it's our fault or something like that. But we're not really too open minded about what we're doing that could probably affect other people. So I think that this topic, and especially Venerable Pasura, who will be talking about this topic, will kind of bring like a different light to what it is, what it means to live in a peaceful society, what it means to have empathy, and why it's important, and how we could have that empathy. And of course, because we're so focused on meditation, he will definitely touch on that, how meditation can lead to the mindfulness, which eventually leads to empathy. And like Ron said, with the empathy, it can be our foundation for a peaceful society. So it will be a very interesting talk today after our meditation. And as I mentioned, Venerable Pastorat will be leading the meditation for this evening. Before we talk about all that stuff, Ron, do you want to go over, our programs that we offer for Peace Point Meditation?
Yeah. So yeah, why don't we first just go? Can you go over what our schedule for today, and then we'll like
Yeah.
don't
So,
go with
okay.
we're
Yeah, no problem. So, as usual, we will start around 7:30 p.m. Right now, we're just, letting people flow in. Ron and I are just talking, greeting everyone. I see in our Zoom chat, we have Adrian from Mexico. So welcome. What time is it in Mexico? Or which part of Mexico are you in? We would love to know. And thank you so much for joining. I know that you probably meditate with Nita. I think she's part of the Dhammakai International Meditation Team. Okay, Mexico City. So Adrian's from Mexico City. So thank you, Adrian, for joining us this evening.
Oh, it's 9 p.m.
Okay, 9 p.m. We have Brandon, we have Fernando, we have Lisa, we have Myra, and we have Zoom user. um, Okay, so as for the schedule for tonight, we will start at around 7:30 p.m. with stretching exercises that will take about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that we can loosen up our muscles and our tendons for a more comfortable meditation. And at around 7:45 p.m., Venerable Pasura will come on and we will start the meditation. And after a little bit of meditation, we will have a candle lighting. So for those of you who are at home, have a candle next to you or an LED light or even your cell phone. I know everyone has one of these on hand pretty much, so that we can light the candle together in our meditation. And then the meditation will end with the spreading of love and kindness. This is my favorite part of the meditation, actually, because we're able to, spread that love, spread that kindness that we cultivated during our meditation to those around us, to those who passed away, and, just to those who really need it the most right now. And then at around 8:35 p.m., Venerable Pasura will be talking about our topic for today, which is cultivating empathy, a foundation for a peaceful society. And after his talk, we will open the floor to anyone with, any questions and also discussion. And it will end at around 9 p.m. this evening.
Awesome. Okay, that's pretty. Yeah, well, it's always the same schedule.
I know.
Yeah, but yeah, we just like to inform just everyone just here, so you don't think we're just rambling on for hours. But our other events are we have just especially with COVID and everything going on, we want to make a meditation experience a lot more accessible. So we have a lot of different programs that for all our newcomers that you would like you to join. We have basically you find us on we have a peacetime, which is our meditation class that we have on Thursday evenings from 5 to 6 p.m. We have and also on Sunday mornings from 9:30 to 11 a.m. And we have peace break. It's just some shorter meditation, and it's from Friday to Wednesday evenings at 7 to 8 p.m. And also, we have our full moon event, which is every full moon every month, which is from 7:30 to 9 p.m. And we have our new program, and it's been going on for the last
A month, I want to
month
say.
already? Yeah, so it's called Inside Meditation. It's on Saturday evenings from 8 to 9. So Inside Meditation is held on Zoom for people who want to have much more like in-depth practice of meditation. It'll be around 25 minutes of silent meditation and a more personalized discussion about meditation. This program is more private and informal. So if you're interested, please contact us and we'll share you the link information. So other than that, our live meditation classes and our events were held on YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTubers. And then we have, held on Facebook Live. So you can also search on there or find us wherever. It's at Peace Point Meditation. So if you have, we'd like to, gain much more of like interacting, so we don't like we're talking all the time. So of course you can type anything in on like YouTube, Facebook, and Zoom, ask any questions. and like you want to share your like feelings, experience after meditation. So for that, for Zoom, you can look right down there. There's the function chat or the question and answer. Raise your hand. Anything to point out though. So we can see that we can answer any questions, and like overall, like we kind of want to see what your experiences are. Everyone's experience is a lot different, and it might range from one thing, and another's more like, oh, what can we do to improve? And we always want to improve. We always want to always do better for next time. And also, if you have any ideas for like topics or things that you want as a theme for next time, please, yeah, give us any shout outs, because we always want to have a diverse set of like input. uh, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so those programs that are offered by Peace Point Meditation, of course, they're open to anyone. It meditation, as I always say, is not limited to any race, nationality, religion, anything like that. It's just for us to kind of find some time in our day to bring our mind back to the center, bring our minds back home, and kind of find that positive energy within ourselves through the practice of meditation. So meditation is actually more of a tool for us to kind of use, in our daily lives. I know that many of us are so busy, whether we're, stuck at home during quarantine or not. There has to be some time in our day for us to still our mind and practice meditation. And that's why Peace Point Meditation offers these programs daily, so that if you don't want to do it yourself, you can always join us online, as Ron said with the schedule earlier. And also going back to what Ron said, of course, on Zoom, we want to have like an open discussion with those who are in this Zoom meeting. Last month, Venerable Pasura gave us a task or a quest for us to kind of, take part in during the month of September, so that you could come back this month and kind of discuss about it. So I don't know if you remember, but Ron and I will remind you, and Ron and I will start off with that. And I hope that one of you or some of you will want to participate in it as well. So last month, Venerable Pasura gave us a quest because that had to do with the International Day of Peace, which is on September 21st of every year. So the task that Venerable Pasura gave us was there are three different things. The first one is to come up with or think of a model, any model, any like inspirational quote that is motivating for you.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is to do 3 acts of generosity, whatever that is, whether, smiling at a stranger, opening the door for someone, or anything that you feel, okay, this is something that, I'm offering my kindness, I'm offering my generosity to someone else. So that was the second thing. The third and last thing is to find some time during your day for to observe a moment of silence or practice meditation, pretty much, right? It doesn't have to be, a half an hour. It could be like a minute or 5 minutes, whatever it is, to kind of, find that time to still your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ron.
Yeah. So it's been a month, so I gotta think back just a little bit. But we try to come when we go to number one. When my motto, I think I came up with basically just to I don't know, I have many mottos this month, but I think the main kind of theme was just to always listen. And like, sometimes we feel that it's always like just talking, and but sometimes we forget to listen. And obviously myself, I like my motto, but I have a lot of different sub mottos that was like during this month, but just I guess the overall theme of that was to just listen and be, so that we can learn about each other, and we can learn about people. We can be aware of the courtesies, or be aware of the considerations that we have and that we need. And if we if we don't listen to each other, then how can we communicate? How can we understand? And how can we empathize? And so I think that's my overall like thematic like motto. How about yours?
That's scary. Well, my model is kind of, one day at a time.
Mm,
um,
yeah.
we just want to, well, I just want to take it one day at a time
Mm,
because you never know, what could happen between now and the next minute from now or tomorrow. So that is my model that I lived by, quote unquote, the past month. Just one day at a time. And then for the second thing, the three tasks of generosity. Of course, one, smiling with my eyes because, obviously I have a mask on in public, right? Maybe
yeah.
that could actually be an act of generosity, wearing your mask in public. I don't
Mm.
know. So, okay, I'm going to count that.
Oh.
So, wearing my mask in public is one. Two, smiling behind my mask or with my eyes is two. And three, just, give compliments or, just simple like mannerisms, thank you and please and stuff like that, are my act of kindness for the last month. And the last task was, find a moment to find some time to observe a moment of peace. I've been meditating before bed every night. So that's just, kind of like my way of letting go of whatever took place during the day and just stilling my mind, finding that peace so that I'm able to sleep and wake up for, the next day,
Mm.
aka taking it one day at a time.
Mm.
So that was my three tasks that I completed.
Mm.
Yay. For
Yay. Homework
last month.
accomplished. So
So um if anyone would like to share even, one out of the three tasks, of course, you're welcome to turn on your microphone if you want. If you don't want to turn on your video, that's fine also. Or you can turn on both your video and microphone. But for those of you on YouTube or Facebook, you could always, type out a comment or feedback or anything, or yeah, yeah.
yeah. So let us know, and let me let me think back of my like three acts of like generosity. And I think one was to, it goes along with like my theme, um, which was like to listen. So it was to take the time, every time I like go down to my apartment or walk on the street, to or if I'm like going to do my errands, take that time to like not just be the typical, oh hi, how are you, and just have a superficial, okay, like you don't really want to, how that's just how we, I guess, like greet. But like when in general it's much more of like just that surface level. So maybe like I like made it a point to just like, oh, like actually take a much more longer interaction and to actually listen to like more like what's going on in life that might be the people that we would never, we would pass by in our lives and never really meet. But in the end, it's like we're all humans and we all have our own set of routines that, one day and just one point in this like in this hour of this minute that we our paths intercross. And it's interesting, and to see this, and to in order to be able to hear that and see that, I had to listen. And I think that goes along with all these little things, just all these little acts of that revolve around that. So I don't quite like think back specifically because I don't want to just like talk, because I want to listen more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, this month has been kind of hard for me. I had to study for the bar exam. So yes, I've like tried to find a moment of peace, but and a moment of silence, but it's been, you know, a rough month, but you know, that's what I'm here tonight to.
Yeah. I think, I know that you said you had a rough month, you have your bar exam coming up, but you
Yeah.
also know that, meditation will really help you with this, when we're so stressed about something and we can't find a way out, sometimes the answer is on the inside. That's what I've learned from, many of the wisdom talks from the Venerables here on Peace Point Meditation, as well as other monks that I've meditated with. So, good luck. I know you'll do great on your bar exam.
uh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I just need to get some good sleep because
Oh,
that's yeah,
that's important.
yeah.
All right. We have more people now joined us on Zoom.
Mhm. Awesome. So yeah, did we get any of your homework assignments? Everyone?
I know you guys did your homework. I hope you did your homework.
Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah, like basically, yeah, we want to kind of do like give out these little homework assignments or these little quests for the month, to
Yeah.
one, if you're actually listening, and two is basically to, we meet for those who come for just full moon, we meet just once a month. And, how about other than that? What if we were trying to find that, kind of, if we want to remember the themes of last month, or we want to create a more consistent kind of routine, and to have these little tasks throughout the month that we'd spread out and we remind us of the last time that we meditated, reminds us of our last wisdom talk with Pasura, and all these things where we can actually revolve back to the, the point of meditation, is to find that silence, is to find that stillness within our own routine that
Mhm.
we forget. And it just doesn't become a, isolated event,
Yeah.
or it becomes more of a monthly routine, monthly reoccurrence that, we can always be at that point in, and be aware of those points of silence within our everyday life and everyday routine, actually.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. As Ron said, of course, we want this to be more of routine. We've been doing the full moon on virtual full moon first. This is our seventh month doing it, but it's actually our third month hosting it on a Zoom meeting. Before this, it was only, live stream on YouTube and Facebook, and also it was like a Zoom webinar. So we weren't able to see all the participants. We weren't able to, interact with the participants. But for the past 3 months, we just started the Zoom meeting platform program.
Yeah.
No.
For
Platform, platform, so that we're able to see who's joining us, chit chat with you guys. So I know that this might still be new for some of you, and you want to keep your cameras off or muted, which is fine, but at least we get to see you. So yeah, we do want to make it a routine. And of course, tonight with Venerable Pasura giving us a wisdom talk, he will also have another homework, quote unquote, or quest, quote unquote, for us. Tonight, he will be talking about cultivating empathy, a foundation for a peaceful society. So before we're starting in about 5 minutes, but before we do that, Ron, I'm going to go back and ask you what does empathy mean to you, and why is it important that we have empathy in the society?
So I think empathy is the like cornerstone of our society, for a functioning society, that we can create compassion. And empathy, to me, and what I believe it to be, is just this understanding of putting yourself in someone's shoes,
Mm-hmm.
putting yourself, who might have, maybe a different way of thinking, might have different set of perspectives, but to get to a point where we, as we're talking to someone, as we're going and we're actually interacting with people, that, or whatever we see on TV to actually put ourselves in their shoes, to have us walk with what they have walked. And it's hard to, it's always in this our society that we just focus on our own selves and our own perspectives and our own way of thinking, that we kind of create this perception of what we view this world to be.
Mm-hmm.
And while sometimes we get lost in that, and sometimes we get lost in spreading our vision to other people to see, but we forget that, how about their vision of the world? How come it's might be totally the same, or it might be totally different? Like, how can people like think that way, it that might be so different than yours? And empathy is that way to bridge that connection,
Mm-hmm.
is a way for us to be aware that our perception of the world, it might be, yeah, right, and we all think that it's right, or of course, whatever, we may, other people may think that it's wrong, but it's that sense of understanding that, wait, maybe this perception of what we believe this world to be, and our views and our widely held you know convictions are, might be perceived a different way, and it might be perceived it might not be bad at all. Oh, but we, of course, for us, we want to know that when we when we do some things, when we maybe talk about we have good intentions, and we talk about things coming from like a good place, that maybe it's not the right execution to some people. Like, think about it. Like, how can we, when we see people's let's say on like politics, or just like we see, watch, we talk to other people, and literally we all this can like all this per, perception of their perspective of their world, we they tell, oh, their views, we like hear that, but then sometimes it rubs us the wrong way. We're like, oh, me, wow, that's so drastic than from what I believe. And in that way, like we kind of forget that this connection, that, oh, maybe like the things that we're saying, we might come off with good intention, but it gets rubbed off the wrong way. And I think this is the the foundation of what we're going to talk about with Pasura. So it really like helps us to kind of see, how is it that we bridge this connection,
Mm-hmm.
how is it that we empathize, and yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Ron, for that recap of what you think empathy is. And of course, according
My view of the
your view, your point of view. And according to the Oxford Dictionary, empathy is pretty much the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Why is this the topic for this evening? Um, for the past 3 months, the monks have been in it's been a rains retreat for the monks. So they've been, practicing and training themselves, and in order to, be able to meditate deeper and also gain new perspectives so that they could teach us Dhamma and all that stuff. So with today being the end of the rains retreat, every year on this day, the monks give permissions to other people to kind of give them criticisms and feedback of any wrongdoings. And this is why we need to have empathy, because we have to be able to accept those criticisms, see how we could adjust to those criticisms in order to make, those around us feel better, or even us a better person. So that is why we're talking about this today. And Venerable Pasura, of course, will be touching on that during his wisdom talk. But I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a rant on over this, because it is 7:30. So we are about to start.
Let me. We have a little question real quick from Yohavitz. So it's like, how about empathy for ourselves? And in that way, yeah, empathy. It is empathy for ourselves, that we have to be. We're so hard on ourselves all the time, and we don't even realize it. and for us to like not even realize, and it's like how can we get to that realization, that to know that, oh, not to always like keep beating ourselves up, and this is what the only Pasura will like talk about, that people will are with our everyday close family members, those are the people who will tell us that and be honest with us and have this honest kind of heart to heart, and so that we can learn more about ourselves and be more empathetic about our own lives as well.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think that, the practice of meditation will really help us understand the empathy for ourselves. The more we practice meditation, the more clear our minds become. And that's when we start to develop mindfulness. And when we're able to develop that mindfulness, we're able to be more open minded and more acceptable to criticisms. And that's what can lead to developing empathy for ourselves. And yes, Venerable Pasura will be touching on that as well. So that he will discuss that after the meditation. I'm going to go ahead and officially begin this evening's full moon event. Thank you, everyone who joined us here on Zoom meeting, as well as watching the live stream on Facebook and YouTube via the Peace Point Meditation page. Thank you again for joining us this evening for the full moon event for October 1st, 2020. And yes, we are ready to begin.
Awesome. So again, I'm Ron and this is Amy, and we're always your host for tonight. So we're gathered here today to experience peace and happiness and to relax our mind through meditation. Today, right now we're gonna be like stretching, and then we'll begin with some stretching exercise, rejuvenate and relieve the body. Then we'll have meditation, for around like 30 minutes, and spreading love and kindness afterwards, then wisdom talk. So we, of course, we want to, and Amy say about the, like all the lights and, with any little thing. And
yeah, so as usual, we will have a candle lighting session during the meditation. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't already, prepare a small candle or any LED light, or even your cell phone. You could turn your flashlight on. We want to cultivate that, that peaceful energy with everyone here in the Zoom meeting, as well as those who are watching the live stream. So Venerable Pasura will be leading us through the candle lighting, as well as the last part of the meditation, which is the spreading love and kindness. So have your LED light with us, but don't turn on or don't light your candle until instructed to. And during that time, we might ask you to turn on your camera for those of you who are on Zoom. If you're comfortable with that, please turn on your camera. If you're not, then that's totally fine.
Be safe too.
Yes. Be safe. If you have a candle or anything flammable, just please be safe. And that's why sometimes, it is fall, so I'm going to use my pumpkin candle. So I'm excited for that. So yes, LED light or candle will be needed during the meditation.
All right. So, to begin tonight's event, our guest who will be leading our exercise tonight is Macanavas. So Macanavas has been an instructor of martial arts and is now a student of Shaolin Kung Fu and Tai Chi under the wing of Shifu Giluwang from Shandong, China. Her meditation practice goes back to 1997, when she started a spiritual journey to find her purpose in this life and to learn how to make that desire a reality. And let's give it up for Macanavas.
Welcome, Maka.
Okay, let me, can you unmute so we can let you have the stage? Oh, hi, Maka.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Thank you so much for having me tonight and helping everybody prepare for the full moon event tonight.
Awesome. Where are you right now?
I am in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, Chicago.
It's late for you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for helping us out.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll let you take the spotlight.
Sure. Happy full moon, everyone. Let's start opening our feet at shoulder width and kind of start feeling how your feet are touching the ground. And take a deep breath, filling up your lungs, and exhale. A couple more like this. Deep breath in and exhale. Feel the grounding of your feet like if you were a tree and your legs are your trunk and your upper body is the branches. They will move softly and slowly, and the lower body is going to be grounded like a tree. Take a deep breath in and let's get started. And exhale. This exercise is called lifting up the arms. And exhale. Feel the grounding of your feet. The chest is open and the arms are relaxed. Nice and softly. Breathe in and out. Second movement. Breathe all the way up. Exhale. Open your chest. Inhale up and down. Softly like a tree. Open your chest. Relax your shoulders. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Let's do one more. All the way up. Fill up your lungs. Exhale. Breathe in and exhale. All out. Third movement, rainbow paint. All the way up and to the side. To the center, like holding a big ball. Holding the full moon. Breathe in and breathe out. In, full moon, and out. Bring it to center and bring it down. Breathe in and exhale. Keep your shoulders soft, your chest is open, and your feet are grounded like the roots of a tree. Breathe in and breathe out. A couple more times. Little different now. Lift your arm and your toes. And bring it down. Lift your left hand up. Lift your toes and down. Right hand up. Small lift. lift a little, and this movement is called a ball holds your shoulder. And up, and breathe in, and breathe out. One more time, in, and breathe out. Next movement, it's called staring at the moon. Turn around, and go back. Turn around, and back. Remember, keep your feet strong on the ground, and your arms swinging very softly and very gentle. Open up your chest, relax your shoulders, and go back. Breathe in, relax the shoulders, open the chest, and let your arms relax. Give a step forward, and we're going to push the waves and back. Push the waves. Hands are relaxed, shoulders, elbows relaxed. It's just continuous movement, circles. Feel the energy in your hands, how it comes back and forward. Deep breathing, relax. Back to center. Relax. One more. And we'll push the waves on the other side. Step forward and push the waves and back. Strong leg, soft arms. Feel the energy in your fingers. Couple more. And back to center. Let's do the flying dog. Spreads wings. Relax your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Deep breath in and breathe in and back. Open your chest. Feel the air in your lungs. One more. And our last movement, it's the chi to close the balance. Bring all the energy in to your chest Flip your hands and down. Turn the wrist, all the energy in, and sink it down. Nice and soft. And bring it down. Sink it all the way down. Couple more. That's one. Hands to the side. Feet together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Malka, for leading the stretching for this evening.
You're very welcome. Hope you enjoyed.
We did, thank you. We hope that you could join us again next time, actually.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. My pleasure.
Thank,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you for, well, overall, we want to, like, it's important to, like, make our physical body and just our everything much more relaxed so we can have a much more experience or improved experience in terms of our mental, like,
Yeah,
capacity.
yeah. The more comfortable we are physically, the more comfortable we will be mentally as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So,
great.
wait, what'd you say?
I hope everybody feels great after
Yeah.
practicing a little bit of Tai Chi.
Because it's so relaxed, and it's like it's always nice to know to see like a different type of style of relaxation and or different stretching exercises, and it's awesome, and
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate that. Thank you, Maka.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so we're gonna move on with our program. Let's say, okay, so we want to go over just a little bit of foundations for just like why we meditate. And all right, so meditation is a unique experience for us to train the mind. With meditation, we hope to ultimately attain and maintain the complete stillness of our mind, even though that it doesn't really mean that we can't be thinking. We always have these thoughts come up, but the act of meditation is this act of being aware of our thoughts when our thoughts going here and there. So the practice of meditation is actually to bring that back to the center of our body, and it's not to that we can always maintain a complete stillness of our mind with no thoughts whatsoever every single moment in our life, but we're meditating to attain that. And in this way, we keep our awareness and our thoughts with our attention at the center of our body, which is 2 finger widths above the navel. The most important thing to keep in mind about meditating is to feel relaxed and comfortable, with our focus placed gently at the center of our body.
Yes, and of course, meditation helps us in eliminating the effects of negativity, stress, and pressures of our daily life. It allows us to stay positive and optimistic in spite of potential hardships. It focuses on strengthening the inner bond between the self and the center of the body, which creates inner peace, a calmer state of mind, and positive energy flow. With constant practice, one will be able to apply this technique in our daily life, which will eventually lead to a healthier and happier lifestyle. This positivity will make us immune to negativity and many other mental afflictions. Some examples of the health benefits of meditation includes reduce anxiety, stronger immune system, better stress management, improved memory, enhanced sleeping patterns, awaken intuition, relaxed body, and a feeling of inner peace.
So before we practice meditating, we hope that you get into a comfortable position. You can sit on the floor, you can sit on a chair, or whatever position that you feel is most comfortable. Be sure that you can relax your body well, and ensuring that you can sit in this posture, for at least 30 minutes. Sit with your back straight up, with your shoulders broad, and don't lie down because we know you're gonna fall asleep. And so warm up the body with some light stretching, or drink some warm tea that'll help you relax the body. And you can also always have some cushion to support the part of your body to make you the most comfortable.
Yes, and comfortable is, of course, one of the important requirements of meditation, right? So you need to have comfort and consciousness so that you're able to attain a better meditation practice. So after we pray our body, we would like to now invite Venerable Pasura Tantamano. Venerable Pasura was born in Thailand and has over 25 years of meditation experience. He has a master's degree in international relations. Venerable Pasura has conducted meditation workshops and retreats all over the world, from countries in South America all around to Asia. He is the chief teaching monk of Peace Revolution, a nonprofit organization dedicated to spreading world peace through inner peace. Venerable Pasura is also the personal translator to the current head of the Dhammakaya technique, the abbot and the vice abbot of the Dhammakaya temple in Thailand. Please give a warm welcome to Venerable Pasura.
Hello, good evening. And
Welcome, Venerable.
Yeah, and good to see you guys on this full moon night again. And
Yes.
congratulations on the Lakers fan for the series winning. Anyway, so
What time is it up there? And why don't you tell
it's
everyone who you are?
close to 10 a.m. So it's pretty good time before lunch.
Yeah, all the way. We have it all in Bangkok, Thailand. So worldwide.
Yep. Yeah, very globally. We are now global citizens. So let us go into the meditation part then. So if I can invite everybody to just slowly adjust into your comfortable sitting posture. Taking some time to adjust from your shoulders, your back, to feel really comfortable and at ease. No need to rush it. Taking some time before closing your eye just to become more aware of your body, sensations, and posture. If you're sitting on a chair, you can keep both of your feet flat on the floor so you can maintain the level of mindfulness a lot easier. You're sitting on the floor, you're then trying to adjusting your legs so that you can feel the blood circulation flow very comfortably. Place both of your hands gently on your laps in the way you can forget about them. Take a long, soft, and deep breath a few times. Just to feel the air as it's going into your nostrils, all the way down to the end of your breath. And exhale very slowly. Let's inhale again very deeply. Take it all the way down, feel it touched at the very end of your breath. And exhale, let it all the way out. Now let's breathe again. Take it so deeply. Feeling your back slowly stretching up with your chest expand. And as you are exhaling, feeling that both of your shoulders rest and drop naturally, with your eyes gently closed, in the way that you can feel relaxation around the eyes, without tension at the corners of the eyes or the eyeballs. Closing the eyes comfortably and gently is the first step into the practice of meditation. When the eyes are relaxed, it gives the signal for the rest of the body to be relaxed automatically. So adjust your sitting posture a bit more after the eyes are closed. Observe from head to the toes to see the way your blood circulation flows throughout your entire body. If there is any part that you may feel blocked, so please adjust until everything flows again. And slowly bring attention back to be aware with your body sensation. And slowly, we are going to relax every muscle from the top of our head straight down to the toes. So let's begin from relaxing the muscle at the top of the head and slowly move the awareness down to relax the forehead. And slowly move it down to the eyes, nose, all the way to both of the cheeks. And feeling relaxation, slowly move to the back of your head and down to your neck. Gently move the attention to relax both of your shoulders. Allow them to be loosened up. And slowly relaxing down along both of the arms to your hands. Observing the way your tension is flushed out from your fingertips. And now that both of the arms are relaxed, slowly move the attention to relax your chest and gently move your awareness down to relax the abdomen, down to the hip, thighs, knees, calves, all the way to your feet and the toes. Scanning your body up and down a few more times so that we can get rid of all the tension remaining in our body. When our body is comfortable and relaxed, our mind can easily come to be still with ourselves. It will withdraw from physical sensation and begins its journey deeper down within towards inner peace. So take your time to relax your face, your shoulders, and your hands. Imagine as if you're sitting in an open space, like in the middle of the desert or on top of the mountain or by the beach, if you like. Imagine that there is nothing around you, just yourself sitting there under the night sky, feeling the moonlight shower all over your body. Just the warm moonlight shining down on yourself, as if your entire being is embraced by the moon. And here you are in the middle of that open space where there is no one around. Nobody bothers you for anything. If there are thoughts or distractions, feeling as if you can see them from the distance, like something is passing by, you're simply watching it, but not interacting with any of them, and come back to be here at your seat in the middle of the open space, with your entire body feels so relaxed. And now that the body is comfortable, let us free up our mind from anything that we may have held up inside, any frustrations, worries, any problems that lingering in our mind. Make a feeling as if you are blowing them all away. You are relieving your mind and let those thoughts and feeling away into the surrounding space. Blow it all away into the void, into the distance. Unravel your mind from all the negativities that you may have entangled. Tighten up little by little. Let us liberate our mind so that it can elevate into freedom. When the mind is free, when the mind rises up, it feels so light, weightless, no biting, and so spacious. That's what the taste of freedom is like. Freedom from within. And it comes with so much tranquility and peace. The more we can free up our mind, the freer our mind will be. So whatever it is that you may have left lingering, bothering, let it all out. Let it all go. For the moment, discard all matters in your mind. Discard all external matters in life. And just right here, feeling yourself under the night sky with the moon is shining. Here at your personal space of peace, let the mind be so free. It feels as if there is no gravity, there is no force pushing or pulling from any direction. Just feel stillness and free. Let the mind enjoy that taste of freedom until your body and the external space slowly become as one, as if there is no differences between your body and the whole space. And feeling that space within your body, it calls the center. And slowly bring it down to rest there, gently taking your mind back to its home within yourself, at the space within your body, the center space in the middle of the abdomen, where you can gently bring your mind back down, back to rest within. And when the mind is gently placed there, you can notice that wave of peaceful sensation that radiates from the center. For the time being, let the mind settle right there for a while, where it belongs. There are always external matters waiting and wanting to take our mind away. Whenever the mind slips away, we gently bring it back here. We gently take it back to its home within again. Back to be in the center of this peace. Here in the open space, here under the night sky. Let your mind be deeply immersed in that peace, so relieved, so free. Inner peace is our natural capacity. We always have it. It's always there. Whenever the mind returns to be within, that peace arises and embrace our mind. Normally, our minds always wander into different matters and thoughts. And each time it accumulates all negativity, craving, anger, frustration, disappointment. The more it accumulates, the harder the mind stands still, the harder the mind can find inner peace. Whenever we flush our mind, flush all negativities out, then inner peace emerges. Energy. You can symbolize that peace as the full moon by visualizing the full moon to represent your mind standing still at the center space. Imagine the full moon shining within yourself, feeling the warm moonlight radiating, melting your whole sensation away. Let your mind be the bright full moon. Let the light of inner peace illuminate within the center of the whole space. It all begins with inner peace. Begins with the bright full moon shining. Let your mind be here, be the light, be the full moon. Let the inner peace spreading all the way to the horizon. Now that aroma is standing still in the other peace inside, it is time for us to light up our candles or turn on the light. So may I invite everyone to open your eyes slowly and light up your candle or turn on the LED light that you have prepared. And now that our candle is lit, let us go back to close the eyes and bring that candle light back inside ourselves. Place the candle light at our center. Feel the light radiating from within yourself. The little light of peace, even though it may have been just a little candle in the darkness. And together, collectively, we can enhance that light. So feeling this connectivity of all the little lights that cultivating peace together, sharing it all together. The song that was just played was the so-called loving kindness chanting. It is talking about the radiation of good wish and goodwill to all living beings, to all creatures, to all people from all walks of life. So let it start from within yourself. Let it start from that candlelight inside. That is your peace station. And it is broadcasting the signal of peace energy. Let it shining all around, broadcasting your good wishes that may all living beings live free of dangers. May all creatures are free from aggression. May all people are free from violence. May everybody are free from prejudice. May all humankind develop the seed of kindness and compassion in every heart, mind, and soul, so that the flower of compassion can blossom and beautify this earth that we live in. Radiating these good wishes all around throughout your residence, your neighborhood, all the way to your whole city and state. Let this limitless loving kindness be shared with our living creatures all the way to the horizon. Every single life, everyone, every living being who share the same nature, who wants to live with happiness and peace. May all of them be free from any calamity. Expand this light of peace throughout the whole country and the rest of the world. Let us be the light in the time of darkness. Let us be the love in the time of hatred. Let us be the peace in the time of chaos. So radiate it all around, beyond borders, boundaries, in all directions. Let your little candlelight growing brighter, shining wider across the plain, all the way beyond the space. May this light connect the new light in every heart of every person. May the light of peace eliminate in all. So let it shine so bright. Let it expand. When the mind is full of peace, it can easily acknowledge forgiveness, gratitude, apology, appreciation, empathy, and compassion, the values that we uphold for decency of humanity. They are derived from inner peace. So let our candlelight inside change the world altogether. The connectivity of all the light, the network of peace energy all around. And as we are approaching towards the end of the meditation, Then slowly feeling that peace energy circulate within your entire body. It flows up to your face and goes all the way down to the body in your hands. Let the mind slowly coming back to the surface, where you can slowly acknowledge your sensation and slowly breathe in all the way down to the end of your breath and exhale very gently. Inhale again deeply and long. Take it all the way down and exhale. Inhale very deeply and slowly, feeling the air spread to every single part, every single cell of yourself, and exhale. Now that you are feeling more comfortable with your body and mind, may I invite everyone to slowly stretch your neck, rotating it from left to right a few times. And slowly stretch your shoulders, arms and hands. Breathe in and out. And open your eyes when you feel ready and comfortable. And that concludes the part of the meditations for this full moon activities.
Thank you so much. It was really relaxing, especially with all the stress that I've been going through. So, yeah, like, and I yeah, and I guess that I hope everyone was able to find that like stillness, that moment of stillness. Um, it's so important for us to kind of have that sense of reflection and to be aware of all the that our mind is wandering to one thought and be aware of these different things. And yeah, I think that brings us to our next topic, and it's about cultivating empathy, like a foundation for foundation of society.
Society.
Yeah. So like how how do you think like all this ties together?
Well, to put in simple words, actually this whole idea starting from basically today as the end of the Red Retreat, as Amy was explaining, that usually in my traditions, every year the monk will spend 3 months doing the so-called the rain retreat because it's rainy season around here. So to stay put, we don't go anywhere. If we have to go, we don't go out longer than 7 days. So basically, imagine if people live together the whole time, they end up sort of annoying each other. So that's the idea. So that's why the tradition goes that at the end of the 3 months, especially today, and that's why I'm dressing like this. It's supposed to be formal style. So we're gonna go to the chapel, and all of us who spend the 3 months together go into the same chapel, and we're gonna sort of like pledging the vow that today, for everything that you may have think that I have been transgressed or wrongdoing in the past 3 months, whether it's going to be verbal action, physical action, or even mental action, please feel free to give me feedback, advice, or criticism so that I can be better, in my practice or in myself. So that's the idea of it. So that is actually the tradition it goes. You know that in our context, when we say allowing someone to give criticism, we say we let someone pointing out the treasure. Because if we sort of stick into what we believe as we already good, that is a glass full of water. So it means that we are filling ourselves with egos. Because generally, basically, nobody's perfect. We have flaws, whether we choose to look at it or not. But a lot of time when we have somebody to reflect as a mirror, so we can see that a lot easier. And that's what, allowing people to criticize and explain that part about us. And the idea of this practice also come in the way that even though I have been doing something that I have good intention, I never meant anything bad for anybody. It's just the way I am. But it can still be perceived in different ways, or even something totally in the opposite side of my intention would be. That also indicate that what I have been doing, even I thought I was careful, I was doing it right, then it can still be perceived or judged in different way. So that's why this allow the rooms of communication and make better understanding, which actually make the world a lot better. The concept of empathy is ability to understand others people's feelings, but it can only begin when our mind is pure as number one, because otherwise we still feel ourselves with egos. When we are full of ego, it's like, I think everybody has been doing this before. When we do something and we just, yeah, it's okay, this is going to be bothering anybody because this is what I believe in, right? But it can be annoying, it can be bothering someone else, but I can be egotistic enough to believe it is not. So in order to be empathy, first thing first is to remove that sense of ego inside ourselves so that we can be able to acknowledge our feelings. The word that you use, is like the proverb that you use in the West is more like put yourself in others' shoes, right? In Thai, we said put our mind in put others people's mind in our mind. That's actually the words that we use. Not just to feel their shoes, to feel their feet, but feel inside their heart. So that's basically how it works for us. So the first step, that's why today is the first step, then we eliminated the wall of egos. Let me put it in a simple way, In Thailand, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2" and 200 pounds. So for Thai, I'm huge. I know that in America, I'm not. But for Thai, I'm huge. And usually I'm not very socializing person, I tend to not smiling so much, which is not normal Thai people would do. So I appear to be kind of hard, tough glass and, not speaking so much and big. So I can be looked at as very intimidating, even though I don't intend to be. So that's why a number of times people don't know how to approach me. And I have been given advice before, that some people even think that I, like kind of aggressive or stuff like that. And when they give me criticism like that, I really realize that even I don't mean anything. Just like, no, people say I don't give, a thought about what people would be doing. I just mind my own business. But it can be perceived in that because we live together. So the idea is that when we live together into a society, it's something that we want that the relationship to be healthy, right? When we say the word peace, it's not the absence of violence, but actually the state of peace with happiness and compassion. The kind of society that we be comfortable to live in, not everybody peaceful by bringing up the wall that lock us inside. That is not peace, that is isolation. When it comes to the word peace, it's the place where everybody comfortable to be together. And when you're bad, when you're wrong, when you're down, when you need help, just somebody who can be reaching out and giving the sense of compassion. And that's the idea. So with that, it's starting from open up the room for better understanding. And that's why the idea of making the vow for others to criticize us at least one time a year is that idea. But that requires us to remove our ego a lot because, it's not easy to hear someone saying stuff. So that's why whenever you hear it, starting right, taking your time before responding. Although that criticism or that advice you hear maybe just, doesn't make any sense. There's always somebody who is picky. But at least it can be perceived in that way. At least I know that someone who I live with or I share a sleeping quarter with can be that picky. So which means now I know how should I be around that person, because this is how we find a compromisation ground for we living together. Let me put it this way. In my living quarter, in my monk's staying quarter, we live like a dormitory. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 of us in the room, living together, separate beds, no partitions, just bed. Imagine that in that room, we have people from 60 something years old all to the young guys who's just 30 years old. So, the variety of age. So they are totally different style, different things. And then the old guy, the old monk, he went to bed at 9. When the younger monk, he went to bed at midnight. So, if everybody come making noise, turning the lights on, that monk, and he woke up in the middle of the night, he can't go back to sleep. So he's going to be grumpy in the morning. So, these things require communication. Even though I can turn on the lights, but my right to do so. People in this time stick so much on the word right and wrong until they forget that right and wrong is based on rules that we set. It's not wrong. But there's also the area of should or should not, the area of consideration, the area of empathy, the area of compassion that has been slipping away in this context. So that's what the idea of this day is all about, so that we can start to open up ourselves. So that's why when we talk about the word empathy, don't confuse empathy with compassion. Empathy is the first step before reaching to the state of compassion. People say, how should I be empathy to myself? You should be compassionate to yourself. Empathy is when we open up our mind to acknowledge others people's feelings. And then we know that they are in need of help, assistance. That empathy grows into compassion. That empathy grows into generosity and kindness. And that's what love really is all about. Love doesn't mean to take, to be just affection, but love is actually to give. That's what the word love in our context. Love as compassion. Love is to give it away. Love to see others being better. At least by acknowledging that, the first step of empathy is by acknowledging that everybody just share the same nature. You want what I want. I want to be happy. I want my kids to grow up. I want my families to be cool. So that's actually the things that I want. I want nobody to hurt me, so you will want the same thing. As a result of that, we will treat others the way we want to be treated. So that's the idea of what empathy should be like. So let us starting from that. I know that it's kind of not easy for somebody to take an advice, and believe me, I'm saying out of my own experience, because I was not kind of easy guy. It actually took my master one day that he pointed things out to me, and it really hit me hard. He said, each year throughout my monk's life up until now, he gave me different advice from different years. There was particular years, in 8 years as a monk, I was following him in other countries, translating for him in a conference. He looked at me and said, how many years have you been a monk? I said, 8 years. And he said, he looked at me like top to toes, and he said, someone like you, one day nobody will give you advice, and that will be your doom. I was like, what? Suddenly he was saying things like that to me so openly. I was like, what is going on? And then he explained. He said, when you are growing up so fast, because I was handling kind of important stuff at that time, said, when you are growing up so fast, then nobody in your age will have the courage to say something, to point things out to you, to give you feedback. So even if you do something wrong, they will choose not to tell you. So when they're doing that, it means you will have no chance to see the other side of yourself, and that will be your doom, because you are not growing up, become the better version of yourself anymore. From that day, I usually kind of very harsh and always kind of try to get it and kind of type. So since that day, whenever anybody say anything to me, I just pause. Even though it's like totally wrong, but at least that person has enough courage to say that. I respect that. For me, that's good enough if they just say it. So I take some time to just, okay, even I have no bad intention, I even have tried my best, I can still cause this this misunderstanding, which means It gives me a chance to explain. It gives me a chance to make adjustment. And this is how we foster that relationship. So I don't mean that you need to just to go on your social medias, on Facebook, Twitter, and say, hey, please give me some criticism, because I don't think you can take it so much. There's going to be a lot of, stuff. Why don't you start by doing that with someone close to you? So this is to be the task for today. The task for today would be, let us start by making that, the same things that I'm going to be doing today to someone in your close circuit. It could be your friends, your partners, your families, and, someone who really comfortable confinement. At least, give them, okay, today, if you have something that, you think would be something that like a feedback, so that we can foster a healthier relationship in those things that might always be in the blur area, that we don't like to talk about it so much, but to clear things up, why things happen in certain way, so that we can foster a better relationship. And two, what do your reflection on that perceptions, and how would you work with that? So I think start with these two tasks. Like I said from the beginning, that the point is that when we live with somebody, when we spend our time with someone, we create this closer kind of relationship. It's always about how to live together. Of course, the individualistic ideas matters. Everybody has the right for the freedom of speech and all that, expression and all that. But when we live together, like in the families, usually people in the family, they don't fight over the big stuff. It's actually an accumulation of little stuff up until we reach the breaking point. And those little stuff, it could be just by putting the toilet seat down, don't leave the dead plate in the sinks, those little things that matters, but seem to be not addressing. So when we are able to remove all little stuff, it creates us a bridge to have better communication and for better understanding, and it helps us to deal with the bigger issues a lot easier afterward. So that would be just a little task that I want just to share with you today. If you try that and see if it works for yourself, the next one, give us a comment.
I like that. Okay, thank you so much. I think so. In terms of I guess, where does meditation play a role in all this?
Actually, it all starts by meditating, because meditation is when you actually bring your attention back inside. Where that moment you are no longer put your mind on the matters outside, and with that, it allows the mind to clear itself. Things that you were slowly holding on to it. It helps your mind to be open up. It helps your mind to grow that empathy and compassion, so that you have the more ability to take the even explanation or feedback.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think some of you also have been through this before. When you meditate, you just notice that, well, I shouldn't have done that.
We reflect a little bit during our meditation when there's nothing outside, externally disturbing us. I think that's also, some of us, me included, we use that time to kind of reflect on ourselves, on our day, or, certain situations that we wish we could have changed or something like that. So yeah, you're right.
And we have those cringe moments, we're like, oh my God, no. Maybe
yeah.
a different
I think there are some moments that you guys will have I owe that guy an apology.
Yeah. So I understand how meditation ties into all of this, and how it starts with the meditation practice, so that we're able to see and understand, for ourselves what's going on, in our mind, and with our own empathy, pretty much. And Venerable Pasura, I also liked what you said about how we have to be compassionate about ourselves, and how important that is, because if we're able to with everything, if we're able to acknowledge, acknowledge everyone who lives with us or who are close to us, if we're able to acknowledge their criticisms or, little things like that, then we're able to better ourselves also. And live in that environment in a better and peaceful way. And once we do that, we're able to create that empathy, as you said, which then leads to the compassion and the kindness and eventually the love. And of course, we all want, that love for others. And we also want others to have that love for us in order for us to, live in a peaceful world and a peaceful society, pretty much. So yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that talk. I think a lot of us need this kind of, wisdom talk, especially right now with everything going on in the world, in the United States of America.
I have a question, Venerable. So let's say that, how do you find the balance between, kind of finding, I guess, like being aware of all, your, I guess, the things that you need to improve on and like how you can be perceived and this and that. But how do you strike the balance between like that and being so open, and then the other end of like just not being able to kind of forgive yourself for your, like, let's say misdoing or wrongdoings? Like, you're so empathetic that it's like now it's just like, oh, I'm just a bad like person, like, or stuff like that.
Well, normal. Let me put it in my own story, okay? I, I before I was a monk, I was not really a nice guy. I was, things that I told you at the beginning, but I was a lot worse than that. So I realized after becoming a monk that I have ended up hurting a lot of people's feelings along the way before becoming a monk, and I cannot undo any of that. That's what I realized. So there are moments that actually a lot of moments where I was meditating was just like these guilt things that keep coming up, and I just, I wish I didn't do that. So one day my master advised me, he said, why don't you just look in the mirror and just tell yourself, just be the good monk one day at a time. Look at that guy who wrote looking right back at you and said, behave today so that you can pay respect to that guy. If you can do that in every single day, then you can make it up. So I'm not saying I have to forget, I have to forgive, because generally it's not easy as it says, okay, just forgive yourself. Like, how will you do that? So I transform that into action. So from now on, what can I do to perfect myself? Let's say now that I have the opportunity, how I would use that opportunity. And that will something that whenever even someone who I hurt before, who I have been doing, offended them before, at least right now I'm probably say I have done my best. And I realize what I have done was wrong. At least it made me forgive myself a lot easier.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part, trying to like forgive yourself and like can't change back time, and like to kind of move from that. And yeah,
The thing is that, the thing is like we like to turn back the clock, forget the whole thing, undo the whole thing, but that's not possible. So the reality is that we live right here in the moment. So it's about the moment into the future. So which means now I realize all this. So one thing first. Let's say, the concept of confession also exists in my traditions. When the monk is doing something wrong, what they do is just approaching other monk and say, making confession. But the confession is not about for someone to forgive me. But that the words for confession that I say would be, I realize I have done these things wrong. So from now on, whether verbally, physically, and mentally, I will not do it again. So it's not the idea of that, okay, now it's undone, it's finished. No, it's not. I realize it's wrong and it's still wrong. But I know that, and I would try not to repeat them again with my best effort.
what was that again in Thai? How
Uh,
do you say in Thai again?
in Thai?
Yeah, or the
the confession?
Yeah.
Wow, that's in Bali actually.
Oh, Bali.
Yeah, it was a conversation like.
Oh, but what's the term, the overall called?
Oh, Plongabat.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
I think that's what it means.
Ugh, yeah, and I guess we can like integrate like that kind of thing. Is that what? Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to do with giving us these tasks so that we can try maybe not at like such a in-depth level, but for us to understand such just something starting off, and like we have a long ways to go to get to like your wisdom like level, but at least like you like help us find a guide like path towards that.
I think it all starts with intention. If you have the intentions to grow as a person, so you finally started to do this little stuff, reducing your ego, become more open-minded, develop the empathy, become more compassion, emphasize on the actions that make you grow. This little stuff. It's not something that, of course, we're going to be able to perfect everything in one day. That's not going to happen. I can't do that. Nobody can. But at least it starts with the intention that if we really want to be that role model into society, say what peaceful figure should be like, something that at least this is the values I believe in. I'm going to behave such a way. It starts with that intention. Of course, we make mistakes. Humans make mistakes. That's normal stuff. But the key is that how we can keep going back to it and emphasizing on the intention again, reaffirmation of that again.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for clarifying that, Venerable, and thank you for your questions, Ron. We would like to open the floor, of course, as always, to anyone who has questions for Venerable about, the whole concept of empathy and what we can do to, create that empathy and create that peaceful society. So if you have any questions here on Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook, you can go ahead and type it out in the chat on any of these platforms, and Venerable will be glad to answer it. And
yeah, comments or suggestions as well. So like, just like how maybe your meditation experience, and give us a shout out, and just let us know how we're doing, because we also want to learn more about ourselves, how we can improve. So yeah.
Yes. And don't forget, as Venerable said, he did assign us some tasks for next month that we will be sharing on the full moon day. So if you remember, the first one is to ask those who are close to you, whether your family, your close friends, those you live with, your partner, to give some criticisms about you. And once you get those criticisms, what are your reflections, and what are you willing to do, or what kind of implementations would you do to kind of better yourself so that you're able to, live in that society or live in the family peacefully. So those are the assignments or tasks for next month.
Don't forget.
But yeah, I hope that those of you who joined us this evening for the full moon event, I hope that you gained a great meditation experience with Venerable Pasura, and also gained some new knowledge about, empathy and how important it is for us to have empathy in order to live in a peaceful society. And that meditation is a tool that we could use to gain the empathy, or cultivate, as I should say, that empathy. So thank you, Venerable Pasura, for leading the meditation. We hope to see you back here next month. Yes.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. Yep. So like we really, I guess we please give us some like comments, and feedback, because we want to know and like improve, because all of us, we're all a team here, and all the people in the back like helping us, behind the scenes. We want to see how we could improve that experience for you, and any pointers would be greatly appreciated. And like, yeah, and I guess now we can come to, if we don't have any other questions, we can come to start getting to a conclusion, and get to the close. And thank you so much again, Venerable. And yep, please if you have any questions, and or him or anyone, just put it in the comments, and we can address it next time, or like we'll get to you. All right, so thanks again. And
and real quick, sorry, I want to thank Maka as well for leading the stretching exercises all the way from Chicago. So thank you for joining us here. We are on the West Coast streaming, so I know it's getting late there, but thank you so much for leading the stretching this evening.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Maka.
so
Thank you, Luanpi Pasura.
So yeah, thank you. So as our program is coming to an end, I'd like to give, invite everyone to the Pasura our warmest thanks. And so we hope you like your experience here, and keep this mindfulness and like meditation like with you throughout the rest of the week. So the Dhammakaya International Meditation Center is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to spread inner peace through meditation. We accept donations of any kind for those who will support our mission to bring peace to our communities.
And donations can be made online or by mailing a check. To make a donation online, please visit us at peacepointmeditation.org, then click on the link Support Us tab. If you would like to mail in a check, you could do so to the Dhammakaya International Meditation Center at 865 East Monrovia Place, Azusa, California, 91702. And our next full moon event will be held on Sunday, November 1st, 2020. So another month where we get to start off the month with a full moon event. We did that last month, we did that this month, so we will do it again next month. So it is a great way to start off the month. And the special thing about November is we have 2 full moons actually in the month of November. One on, like I said, Sunday, November 1st, and another one at the end of the month on Monday, November 30th. So don't forget to join us for those full moon events.
Wow, awesome. So again, you can also join the live broadcasting of our meditation every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m., which is our peace time, with every Sunday mornings of 9:30 to 11 a.m. Moreover, we have a short meditation session for our peace break program, which is every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. and to keep those positive vibes. And also, you can join our new meditation programs called Inside Meditation. And it's every Saturday evening from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. So thank you for joining us this time, and glad everyone could join, and all the new faces and comments, and we hope to see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time, and don't forget to invite your friend, your family to join us as well. Of course, what a great way to spread that peace energy if we're able to meditate together with our loved ones. So thank you, Venerable Pasura, and we hope to see you next month.
Don't forget to do your homework.
All right, good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.